the news at 1, reactions trail new pump price of premium motor spirits. FCTA Transport Secretariat embarks on sensitization campaigns to end illegal motor parks. And Federal Ministry of Health partners WHO to strengthen capacity to health emergencies. Good afternoon and welcome to the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. My name is Aisha Uba Ali. The federal government has explained that the 8,000 Naira cash program is not the only measure in the relief package to cushion the impact of the fuel subsidy removal. Ruth Aguele reports.
A statement from the Presidential Advisor on Special Duties, Communication and Strategy, Dele Alake, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a listening leader who has vowed to always put Nigerians at the heart of his policy and programs, the President has directed that the 8,000 Naira conditional cash transfer program for vulnerable households be reviewed immediately in deference to the views expressed by Nigerians against it. The President also directed that the whole gamut of palliative package of government be unveiled to Nigerians and also directed the immediate release of fertilizers and grains to approximately 50 million farmers and households in all the 36 states and the FCD. The President further assures Nigerians that the 500 billion naira approved by Parliament to cushion the pain occasioned by the end of subsidy regime will be judiciously utilized, with the beneficiaries being Nigerians irrespective of their ethnic, religious or political affiliation. The statement restated President Bola Tinubu's irrevocably committed promise to always prioritize the well-being of Nigerians and that a number of decisions taken so far by this administration have buttressed this stance. It cited a similar decision taken by the President after listening to complaints from the business community and stakeholders about burdensome taxes, particularly multiplicity of taxes they are made to experience, which warranted a signing of 4 executive orders cancelling some classes of taxes while suspending the implementation dates of others. The President also set up a tax reform fiscal policy committee to bring up recommendations that will engender a wholesome fiscal environment for the country and remove anti-business barriers. The statement assures Nigerians that President Tinubu will continue to be a listening leader whose ears will not be dull to the views expressed by the citizenry, as he believes government exists to cater for the interests of the people.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu is imploring Muslims and Nigerians generally to imbibe the important values of patience, perseverance and faithfulness, which were at the root of the decisions by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to migrate from Mecca to Medina in 1445 years ago. The President, in personal statement of felicitations to Muslims and Nigerians and around the world as they witness the end of another Hijra lunar calendar, praised the incoming year 1445 ushers in a more peaceful and prosperous period. President Tinubu says as Nigerians preserve and struggle to confront the present challenges and the temporary pain they experience, he enjoins them to remain hopeful that there is light and prosperity at the end of the tunnel. Similarly, the Jamaat Dawat Islamic Society of Nigeria has held a one-day sensitization lecture to enlighten Muslims on the significance of a new Hijra year. Aisha Abdullahi reported that the society also presented to the public a new Islamic calendar.
Hijra, which means migration, signifies the movement of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and his early followers from Mecca to Medina in the year 622 after Hijra to escape persecution from the Quraysh. It was also a turning point in the eventual success of Islam against all odds, thoughts and encouragements for believers to imbibe the teachings of the Prophet, who is their role model. Speakers at the 2023 Jama'atul Da'watul Sensitization Program on Hijrah say it is to educate Muslim Ummah on the importance of the new Islamic calendar year.
And this took place in the year 622 AD. It started from the day the Prophet migrated from Mecca to Medina. And that is the starting point of the Hijrah calendar, of which today we're able to get up to the year 1444 years, which we are about to enter the 45 years in a couple of days.
It comes to a time that people forgot about the activities of their religion, which is Islam, due to non-conversant with the Islamic month.
The Muslim faithful are encouraged to be aware and observe the new Hijrah calendar, as well as thank Almighty Allah for sparing their lives to witness another year.
Allah says He created us as human beings for us to worship Him. So we should try as much as possible to hold on to Almighty Allah's commandment so that we have peace in our nation.
And every Muslims, we practiced whatever our beloved prophets did, either by his actions, by his whatever. Ours is to emulate him.
They are, however, cautioned against unwarranted celebration of the new Islamic year, as the Prophet used the month to praise Allah, strengthen his faith, and trust in the Almighty Allah. Aisha Abdullahi, NTA News.
Away from religion matters now, as mixed reactions continue to trail the recent increase in the pump price of fuel. Ifeoma Ojinto went to town to feel the pulse of FCT residents on the matter. Let's join her now.
Now, residents of the FCT woke up Tuesday to realize that the price of petrol had been adjusted at fuel stations across the country from 537 at NNPC filling stations to 617 naira. This, has not gone down well with most residents of the FCT.
The problem, we can manage by it, but the passenger, they no gree add the money. When you get more, you think that, okay, like now they carry the 150, the place where the fuel was 5 something. Now they still won't pay the same amount. We are not meet up, we are suffering.
Look at my car. I know how I feel my car before. But now, I feel a car is as if you are going to market to purchase what you eat with your family.
The information we got is that the marketers, what they went to buy the fuel increased. So when they bring the cost of landing from Nigeria here, so because of that now, they now increase their own too in order to make gain.
Poor man cannot afford to eat food. You cannot afford to enter motor. Talk of even civil servant, how do they transfer from Gogola to town?
NTA News went further to the Gwarimpa Park to ascertain how the increase in the price of fuel has affected transportation in the FCT.
It has affected us greatly that people cannot even go out, because at Gwarimpa yesterday, when people came, we told them that, okay, we have changed our price to 700 naira. Some of them, they return back home.
From 300 naira 2 months ago, it's now 600 naira now. And transportation affects everything. Every business must transport. People must move about from one place to the other. And when things like this happen, people go to their various businesses and add to their own. So it causes inflation. What government should do now is to help us refine fuel in this country, refine our crude oil, so that we will not be faced with this incessant increase in the prices of goods and services.
Now, residents of the FCT say this unannounced increase in the price of fuel is the second significant jump in the price of petrol since May 29th, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu announced the subsidy removal. They are, however, calling for an increase in minimum wage and for government to quickly roll out palliative to cushion the effect of this increase. In Abuja, Ifeoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Thank you, Ifeoma, for that update. FCTA Transport Secretariat, in collaboration with Directorate of Road Traffic Services and the FCT Road Safety Corps, have embarked on sensitization campaign at illegal motor parks in the city center. Hawagimba reports that the program is targeted at enlightening commuters and commercial vehicle owners on the dangers of operating or boarding vehicles at illegal parks.
Population growth in the Federal Capital Territory has over the years kept the transport sector under intensive pressure, more so with commuters' claims of inadequate bus stops along the road. Illegal stops are seriously compounding road traffic regulations and also creating avenues for criminal activities. The move by the FCTA Transport Secretariat, Directorate of Road Traffic Services, and the Federal Road Safety Corps to stop the rapid spread of illegal parks, in addition to discouraging operations of unpainted taxis in the capital city, is regarded by many as timely. The enforcement team are carrying out its mission to illegal parks at Federal Secretariat, Jabi Life Camp, Airport Road, Badger Roundabout, Mabushi, and the popular Barnex Junction, where many unfortunate incidents have occurred. Acting Secretary, Transport Secretariat, Rahab Didam, said they will not relent in the clampdown on illegal motor parks, and anyone found wanting will face the law.
And so we have had some experiences of people picking and dropping and operating garages or parks that are not approved. But we want to let the public know that there are designated number of parks, 49 in number.
The Director of Road Traffic Services, Abdulatif Bello, says it became imperative to sensitize the public on government policies in the operation of parks in the Federal Capital City.
FCC cannot operate this way. There has to be sanity, there has to be safety, and there has to be security. The issue of one chance can only be coped if people agree to align with the existing transportation ranks that we have provided.
And the idea is to ensure that we provide safe passage for all motorists in Abuja.
The message they bring to us is a very good message. They were trying to make in Abuja to be very okay.
They appeal to members of the public who patronize illegal motor parks to desist, as these will also check the menace of one-chance robbery in the territory. Hawagimba, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and still to come on the news. Graduate community turns out first set of 200 graduates in junior secondary school categories. These and more in just a moment.
News as a commodity is our trade. When it breaks in the FCT and environs, our team of professional reporters will definitely be there. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, using news to connect the grassroots people with the newsmakers and uniting the nation. We serve you the depths of news in politics, economy, education, health, security, infrastructure, even in times of emergencies. Always join our news build at 1 and 7 p.m. daily to be informed of the latest and current happenings. Our on-air personalities are the professionals you desire on the screen. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, telling you the real news, verifiable and factual, with no room for fake news.
It is still the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Anti-security matters. Security experts often advocate citizen active participation in the fight against security challenges, especially at this period that the nation's drive is to curtail pockets of insecurity. But what's the level of knowledge about do's and don'ts security measures in their domains do people have? Correspondent Onotu Yakubo in this report takes a look at the story in the Federal Capital Territory.
Oftentimes, you hear Nigerians lament the failure of statutory agencies to address the number of security challenges in the state. And oftentimes, these same commentators seldom recognize their place or play active roles in the tripartite responsibility as citizens in the fight against the common enemy. In the forests, at the city center, joint operations, pin downs, boundary scouting, and as well, night patrols. All these are strategic mitigative efforts by men in uniforms to sustain offensives against the threat to security. But for far-reaching results, requisite support from the people is key.
They need to rise up to the occasion that the FCT is almost becoming like other states, like Borno, Niger, and all that, because these criminal elements are also coming into Abuja.
When there is a new government, there must be a new change of attitude towards work. But I want to say that they should keep it up, because there is a reduction in the kidnapping. There is a reduction in phone snatching and the FCT.
Insecurity ravages the society, but much worrisome is the question of people's level of security consciousness and their role in neighborhood watch. Ill-informed moral grandstanding has been a major factor influencing individuals' role in strengthening neighborhood watch and involvement in community policing efforts.
As somebody who comes around here to do business, how often have you taken time to interact with people around here to strengthen community policing?
Actually, I have not done that because I don't want to push myself, ask him questions. It shouldn't look like maybe this guy is a spy or something like that, so I'll kind of maintain my talk.
But the problem we are having in Nigeria is that we are too moral in Nigeria, that when I want to report somebody, I believe, oh, I'm hurting him, oh, I want to do him evil.
Dr. Yahuza Getso, a security intelligence and investigation consultant, argues that the people have not been proactive enough to utilize the strength of neighborhood synergy as stakeholders to galvanize generation of credible information and flow to assist security.
So that there is need to have adequate, a very good synergy and harmonious relationship between the public and the services, especially between the leadership, the community-driven approach, like I keep emphasizing.
My advice to the resident of FCT is they should also be part of the community policing, because security is everybody's business. Yes, you must not arrest, but you give credible, useful information to the police so that they can also digest and effect the arrest.
Security observers say addressing security threats require advocacy, leveraging on information technology, multiple stakeholders collaboration, and strengthening manpower strategies to address the challenges. In Abuja, Onoto Yakubu, NTA News.
Still on security, increased cases of car theft, one chance and other criminal acts in the Federal Capital Territory was the focus of NTA Channel 5 current affairs program called The Police. Area Commander Metropolis FCT Police Command Habib Rabiu, who was guest on the program, reviewed the threats and recent happenings in the city center and other area councils. Umedin Aliru monitored the program.
Many residents have lamented the recurrent criminal activities in the Federal Capital Territory. In this light, the area commander Metro, Habib Rabiu, says tackling insecurity is a collaborative effort from residents, as giving out credible information to the police remains key.
Members of the public should have confidence on the police by giving them information, and the police, we should ensure that all the information given, it has to be under confidentiality. The members of the public should feel free to come out to give credible information to the police.
Addressing the Kuje attack, he says the police has put in place measures to check insecurity through security mapping and assessment in that area by working closely with the community heads, vigilante groups and other security agencies in the communities.
What we have on the ground now is RRS, Rapid Response Squad. And this Rapid Response Squad, they are everywhere in the FCT and environs. And their responsibility is to react is to move quickly whenever there is a report of any incident, whenever there is a report for any suspicious movement.
The ACP advised members of the public to apply sophisticated measures to secure their environment in line with advancement of technology to safeguard their property while remaining security conscious. In Abuja, Ummidin Haliru, NTA News.
Christian faithful have re-echoed the need to remain steadfast in God through worship and praise in his courtyard, season and out of season. This came to the fore when choir groups converged on Redeemed Christian Church of God, Christ the Redeemer Parish, Kuchikau, to praise God through a musical concert. Ifeanyi Ezumba captured the sight and sound.
Pastor, Redeemed Christian Church of God, Nazareth Province 4, Pastor Ishola, emphasized the importance of giving thanks to God in every way possible, as it is the right thing to do.
This program is another program. It's a provincial choir musical concert. We are all the choirs in the entire province gathered together to lift up the name of the Lord. It's a praise service. You know, praise is an invitation to divinity. And when divinity meets with humanity, celebrity must emerge. So we gather together to worship the faithfulness of God, to lift Jesus high. Anywhere, any family, any society, any nation, where Jesus is lifted, you can be sure miracle and signs will flow in there.
It was a moment of joy and fulfilling of experience as Christians renewed the spiritual church through music for the year ahead. The event had in attendance a total of 11 zones exerting their musical prowess for laurels while praising God.
An annual program, and we come together like this, all the choristers in the province and all our people, we come to rejoice and thank our God. When it's easy and when it's not easy, we should continue thanking God. The Bible says God inhabits in the praises of his people.
I want to say thank you to them because they really know the purpose of worshiping God. They know why we are worshiping God today, because they know that that is only the only food that God needs from us.
We organize this to bring the youth together. When you organize something like that, they come together, they learn more about God, and they are closer to God.
Praising God any day, any time. And our praises shouldn't be limited by circumstances or situations. It is something that we should be doing every time, every moment, every day.
At the end of the spiritual awakening and musical concert, Refugee Center Zone came third, Hope of Glory Zone emerged second, while the Gate of Mercy Zone took the Apex Trophy. Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
It's time to join our sports desk for Sports Brief.
World record holder in women's 100 meters hurdles, Nigeria's Tobi Amusan ran her second fastest time of the season when winning the memorial meeting in Budapest, Hungary on Tuesday. Amusan won ahead of two Americans, Lily Johnson, who was second in a time of 12.41 seconds, and Nia Ali, who finished third in a time of 12.50 seconds. In football, Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum has promised to make Nigerians proud as they round off preparations for their World Cup opener against Canada this Friday. The Super Falcons will start their campaign this Friday against Canada before facing the host Australia on the 27th, and will conclude their group game with Republic of Ireland women team on the 31st of July. And to boxing, ahead of the 2024 Olympic Games qualifier, national boxing trials will this Wednesday commence in Lagos. The Secretary General of the Nigerian Boxing Federation, Akinyele Oladapo, said the invited boxers have arrived in camp for the trials. He further confirmed that the trials will go on for 2 days and that any boxers that lost their trial fight are expected to leave the camp the following day. Talking volleyball, due to logistic reasons, the 21st African Senior Women's Volleyball Championship will no longer be held from 6th to 18th August 2023. The decision to postpone the tournament was taken by the Confederation of African Volleyball as the request of the host country.
Just before we go, here is a highlight of some top stories. FCT residents have reacted to recent increase in pump price of petrol. And FCT Transport Secretariat has embarked on a sensitization campaign at illegal Abuja. Have a good afternoon.